Brendock, 16 years earlier.
Exactly.
So remember last week when Soul's like, I'm finally going to tell you what happened to May when he's got her on the table like he's fucking Hannibal Lecter? Like,
yeah.
Well, yeah. So the Jedi are on this mission, which they're not doing anything, bro. He's picking up moss and looking at it.
Right.
Fucking Trinity over here has like a metal detector. And then fucking Kalnaka's playing with lights or whatever. And the whole point of them being here, fucking never thought in my life I'd see this image.
What the? What?
Wait. A Wookiee with a metal detector. So, bro, the whole point of being on Brendock, and they think it's all right. So they explain some shit from the High Republic, which is fucking stupid. Is that there was a crash? This is what started the entire High Republic storyline, by the way, in the very first book. I didn't read it, but Star Wars Theory did, and then he put it down. He didn't finish it, but this is supposed to be like what made them create new hyperspace lanes or something like that, because there was a in hyperspace collision between two big ships. And then these fragments of the ships were still traveling in hyperspace after the collision, and they fucked up like a ton of planets.
Bruh.
So this planet, apparently, 100 years ago, this planet was lifeless.
What?
That's what they say. So it took only 100 years for all this shit to come back. But, Tatooine's been lifeless for like fucking 10,000 years. Ever since the Rakata. But, so, the 4 Jedi are here. It's fucking old young man Torben, Master Squid Game, fucking Trinity, and Kalnaka.
Right.
And the 4 are on this planet.
Right.
And they are there to check for a vergence in the Force.
Oh, what?
A vergence.
The heck does that mean?
Well, Qui-Gon says it. When he's calling back the Jedi Temple, he's like,
right.
About like how Anakin is a vergence in the Force or something.
Right, yes.
That's after he talks to Shmi and she's like, there was no father. And he's like, the fuck? And so they're looking for a vergence in the Force as to why this planet now has life on it, but they don't think it's inhabited. I don't know what happened to probe droids, but they don't exist apparently in the High Republic. They just don't use them because you could send in like probably 10 probes to search the entire planet. But much like everything in this show, this planet is like the size of like half of a Minecraft map. So there's like literally fucking nothing. Like they're just like walking around on Forge World from Halo Reach, basically. It's so small.
I hate you, Crimson. Roman is a virgin in the Force. You are so funny. You are so funny.
It's actually hilarious because every time Soul says it, he's like, "There is a virgin." Like it doesn't sound like he's not saying virgins. He's like, it could be the virgin in the Force.
Is that what he's saying?
I mean, he just learned English, bro. So every time he says virgins in this episode, it's not like he's saying virgins. He's like,
oh no,
yeah, you have to look for the virgins. Like it's fucking great. But anyway, they're here. They're doing their thing. Kalnaka's walking around, and he just randomly makes a sound. And bro, this little box, I don't know the significance of this little box, but he just keeps picking up rocks and putting them in there, and he's like, And she's walking around with a little fucking data pad, and he's walking around with a fucking metal detector, and Torben's dumbass is sitting over here doing jack shit. And the whole point is like, all right, they're checking for like the Force in living things, I guess. But I'm also wondering, like, this rock seems very strong in the Force. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like what?
I didn't know rocks
this
could
blade of grass is very strong in the Force. Like, what is a metal detector gonna do, bro? That shit looks like it's from Radio Shack. Like,
that was a blast from the past.
Corbin, fucking right here. Bro, he looks all right. First of all, He plays Tommen in Game of Thrones. He looks exactly like Tommen in this picture.
That's Tommen?
Yes, he looks just like fucking Tommen in this picture, and then you name him Torben. You're not trying.
Also, why does he look like Jack Harlow? Except for,
But he's literally picking up blades of grass and throwing them in this thing. Just looking bored as fuck the entire time.
I would be bored too if I was on this show. I would be bored too.
They're sitting here and
hey, they're having a fire.
Yeah, and fucking Trinity is like, "Oh, you should eat."
We have cooler fires.
She's like, "Yeah, you should eat," and he's like, "I'm not hungry. I'm fucking bored." And she's like, "Well, you don't want to insult Kalnaka. He's a Wookiee, and that's very insulting." And Kalnaka's like, "Mah!" And he's like, "All right, fine, I'll eat something." And then they fucking continue this conversation, and he's like, "We've been here 7 weeks."
What?
Keep that in mind. He's like, "We've been here 7 weeks. I just want to go back to Coruscant. Why can't we fucking leave?" And she's like, "Well, we haven't found anything that proves there's a vergence yet. And a vergence is this, and this is why we're here. And blah, 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 blah. We're here to figure out all this stuff." So for 7 weeks, this motherfucker's been doing shit, and he didn't know why. They just now explained to him at this fire, like, yes, this is why we're here. It's very important. No one thought to ask, like, why are we fucking doing this? Until Carrie Moss is just like, Trinity goes, "Well, there's a vergence in the Force." And then that's when Soul's like, "Yes, a vergence. They're very important. And if we find the virgins, then we can go home." And like, then he's like, "All right, well, I just want to go back to Coruscant. I'm bored as shit," just like the audience was watching this.
Did they ever say who sent him there?
Well, he went with his master. That's fucking Trinity.
No, like, who sent them?
The Jedi Council.
Oh.
The Jedi Council sent them here. But they didn't tell. No one told him. No one told him what they were doing. He's just taking blades of grass and throwing them in a random machine. For like 7 weeks straight. And he didn't until now to be like, what are we doing?
I would delete myself in Minecraft.
Bro, but still, all his only motivation in this entire episode is, I want to go home. There's no other reason. There's nothing at Coruscant that he needs. It's not like he needs to go back there and defend somebody. It's not like he has friends or family that he's like grown attached to. He's just like, I'm bored. I want to go home. Like, that's his motivation. Still, I don't know why he kills himself in episode 2. After watching this episode, he did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong that he did in order for him to be like, "Yeah, May, I've been waiting for you. Let me kill myself."
Like, how are you watching this show? Genuinely curious.
Through gritted teeth. And so they explain all that shit to him, and then they decide, like, Torben gets all anxious and annoyed, and they have a conversation about why the vergence is important and it's a noble thing.
John Graber is in chat. What's up, man? How are you?
Bro, look, there he is, still throwing pieces of grass into this fucking thing. And then Soul tells her, like, yeah, maybe we, like, should just, make him feel better about this shit. Like, we can go home soon. Like, we just got to work harder to find this stuff. And she's like, yeah, that's why you don't have a Padawan, pussy. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, Soul's like, hey, that's fucking rude. And then they have a conversation, and she's like, Soul, go fucking get on this shittily CGI speeder bike, and you go that way, and we'll all split up. So then Soul's walking through the woods, and what the fuck does he find? He finds them two from the beginning of episode 3, the flashback. And they're like, they're doing the exact same thing. And then, I got to show you this part because he's like watching them, right? And they're doing it, John. And then the fucking mother comes out from behind this tree. Watch. Bro, she did not walk up. She did not walk up. They were like, yo, all right, now's your cue. Step out behind the tree. Watch. What the fuck? You didn't see her moving through the trees at all. She's just like, boom, I'm here. like fucking All Might. I am here. Like, so then that's like, he's like, yo, Trinity, come in. Trinity, come in. There's people on this planet. We didn't notice the giant fucking fortress on top of a mountain. We should have sent probe droids down to look at this planet. Like, if you sent 5 or 6 probe droids down, you could have scanned the planet in like 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that.
Because then we wouldn't have this story. So then he follows them all the way back to their base, their castle. He can't get in. So then he climbs up. And apparently he literally climbs up an entire fucking mountain.
Bro, what?
Like, watch this.
How did he get
climbing?
How did he get up there that fast?
He's just up here now. All right.
Bro, this show is terrible. I am sorry. I'm not watching it.
So then he literally watches Mother Anastasia force push the kids onto the ground. So he's so then he's
just to clarify, we're basically getting episode 3 just from someone else's point of view.
Exactly. Exactly.
Why? Why does it matter to the overall story?
You'll see. It doesn't really. It doesn't really. This all could have been done again in like fucking 10 minutes, maybe max. So then he goes through this shit, and these two get pushed down by her with the Force. So obviously, as a Jedi, he's like, fuck, they're abusing children. They're all clearly a cult of fucking lesbian Force witches, and they're abusing children. We should probably get these children out of here. And then he makes a little sound, and that's when fucking what's-her-name comes over, and she's like, what the fuck is that? Which is exactly what we saw in the episode.
Right.
And then he sees the witches worshiping the fucking hole. Which, like, if you saw this, you'd be like, they're going to sacrifice those kids or something. To, like, some dark force god or some dark force whatever that they believe in down this fucking pit. Like, I don't know how you look at this and not think, yeah, that's weird.
Right.
Probably shouldn't be kids here. So then he goes back and tells Trinity. And Trinity's like, all right, we'll go check it out. But we can't fucking interfere. So then they go. And then Trinity's like, I'll go in by myself.
Bro, what?
And he's like, no, why would you do that? We don't know anything about these people. They could kill you. Like, that's stupid. Go in with us. And she's like, okay, yeah, good point. All right, Kalnaka, slice the door controls. So then he hacks the door controls. And then they walk inside. And this is right after the witches do their little, like, sing-songy thing. So they're all standing there. And she's like, hey, with your permission. They're like, we want to see the girls. She's like, there's no girls here. And then that's when, like, May and them come out. Or Osha comes out, right? She's like, I'm a Jedi. This is my friend Squid Game. That's Kalnaka. And this is my, Padawan. He's, like, the rightful king to the 7 fucking kingdoms. And the Andal. And his mom is Cersei. She's pretty cool. Like, and then, like, this is what happens to fucking Torben, right? So he's already being fucked with. Remember how his eyes turned all black and he fell to the ground?
Right.
No, like, it's already happening as soon as he walks in.
Bruh.
Which, again, I don't understand. Because as soon as one of my members of my group, their eyes turn pitch black and they fall to their knees, like, fucking like this, like, worshiping some crazy shit, I'm killing them. Lightsabers out. You're basically being... You don't know what they're doing to him. Stab-a-ho. Jeez. Like...
Bruh.
So he's like there, and he's like, "Oh my God, where is everybody?" And then Mother Anastasia comes out, and she's like, "What do you desire?" And he's like, "I want to go back to Coruscant." That's his motivation. I want to go back to Coruscant. And she's getting all close to his face, and she's like, "I can give you everything you need. I can do this. I can do that. Like, you can be with me. Like, listen to me, Torben." And he's like, just standing there. So then she starts like literally doing dark side shit. Like, this is dark side shit. She's like, don't listen to them. Join me. This is all going on in his head. And then that's when he fucking falls to his knees. Because she goes, get on your knees. And he does that. Like, that's when I'm whipping my lightsaber out and killing him.
Wait a second. She says, "Get on your knees."
Yeah, she does.
Shouldn't it be flipped?
Well, like, she's not even offering him anything. She's not even, like, offering him fucking head or anything like that. Like, I don't get it.
This whole show sounds extremely whack.
She literally, like, assaults him and is, like, coming onto him, like, in this entire section right here. So then he stands back up. She's like, yeah, you can go. And then we get that dumbass line from Trinity again where she's like, yeah, well, you can't deny that we have the right to test your children with your permission. So you don't have the right. Yes, we have the right to do this with your permission. So you don't have the right then because you're asking for permission. Like, God damn, the dialogue is so stupid. So then this happens and nobody asks Torben, like, you cool, bro? Like, what happened? He's just sitting there like, I don't want to talk about it. She touched me weird.
Bro.
And, like, they're talking. And Soul all of a sudden is like, yeah, like, I felt a connection with Osha. And, like, she really likes the Jedi. She means it. We have to get these kids out of here. And she's like, I'll talk to the council, whatever. So then she goes, that we're in the morning. They're going to test the kids. Torben's still messed up. He's like, don't worry. This is May. So he's like, don't worry, May. I won't hurt you. And then, like, fucking stabs her in the arm with a needle. And she goes, ow. To get her blood sample.
Crimson says that she's sexually frustrated. That's why he has to get on his knees.
Facts. So then May, like, lies. And they can tell May's lying through the test. And they're like, so May, what's that symbol on your forehead? And she's like, I'm going to lead all the witches to salvation. Or doom or some shit like that. Like, yeah, that doesn't sound fucking culty at all.
What are we in the New Testament or something?
What'd she say? Let me make sure the subtitles are on.
She put the subtitles on to, like, Pakistani or something. It would be funny.
And you coached her. Why? By telling her to tell the truth? That's not coaching, bro. All right. So who cares? She fucking passed the test regardless. He didn't coach her. He was like, just tell the truth. Tell what's in your heart. And she did. So yeah, passed the test.
Sacrificing kids. What is this? And Obama ordered drone strike.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Bro.
So I don't get how him coaching, like, he didn't coach her. He was like, don't lie. Just tell what's in your heart. And then
why are you trying to make sense of it? This is literally the Acolyte.
Do not alter the little girl's destiny because you have formed an emotional attachment to her. He's like, yeah, that's not what's happening. They're literally going to fucking sacrifice these kids. We got to figure this shit the fuck out. And then Torben checks their blood, bro, and I almost got out of my seat. Their M count is very high, extremely high.
Oh, no.
Their symbiotes are the same. They're twins. So, dude, when he said very high, I literally thought he was going to say almost higher than Master Yoda's, and I literally would have fucking snapped. Because Anakin's the only one with midichlorians higher than Master Yoda's.
What's up, Ronnie?
What's up, Ronnie? So then they realize that Osha and May aren't two different. They're one consciousness split into two bodies. That's what they are. Because they're M count or something. And then destroys the entire building and catches everything on fire. A stone and metal structure just burns.
Nice.
I'm getting like Game of Thrones season 8 vibes with how they're burning castles.
Game of Thrones season 8 looks like Citizen Kane compared to this show.
It's definitely better.
Yeah.
And it's still terrible, but it's definitely better. So then she gets scared and she starts running away. And then freaking Soul and Torben walk up. Keep in mind, this is supposed to be why the Jedi are bad. They haven't done anything wrong so far.
So how is this gonna turn the galaxy against the Jedi? Genuinely wondering.
Well, it doesn't turn the galaxy against them. It makes Rey want to go and kill all of them and have Smiler and like train her to kill them. Kill these.
Okay, but why?
In particular. But they haven't done anything wrong. They showed up. They tested the kids passed, and the kids are in a freaking cult that's gonna sacrifice them.
Is she mad that they took her? That they're trying to take her away from her family? Is that what she's mad about?
Pretty much.
I would want out. Shit.
And then they roll up. We come with noble intentions. Torben's like, you can't fuck with my mind anymore. You wish to know if I'll allow her to go to be raised by an institution instead of like back and forth. Suspenseful music playing, right? And then she goes like that, and they all die. And I thought she knocked them all out, but then somebody used the Disney Plus narration, like the AI narration, and it says the witches fall in a lifeless heap.
What?
So they die.
What?
She just killed all of them.
How?
I don't know. She's very powerful in the Force because I've never seen that.
I didn't know the Force could do that.
So by possessing Kalnaka, if you get knocked out of possessing Kalnaka, you die, apparently.
So
the horny lesbian space witch is nowhere to be found.
Why don't any of the Sith ever?
She's probably Chimere's master. The second mother. It's probably Chimere's master. So they all die. That's why they were all laying there with no lightsaber wounds. And then she's like, all right, get the kids. Soul, get the kids. So Soul's running through. They run out, scream each other's names back and forth again. Soul comes running in. They're on the bridge.
Right.
And, bro, I can't stress enough how fucking retarded this is. Instead of just, again, using the Force to pull the girl towards you.
Crimson. The Saru Broju is too heavy for me.
The Saru Broju is too heavy for me. The fuck, yo. So then we get here where she's like the only one, and they're like, wow. And Kalnaka is looking all sad. Like, bro, you did not do anything. You were literally possessed the entire time. You did nothing wrong. So Kalnaka does nothing wrong. All Soul wants to do is get the kids away from this cult. Carrie-Anne Moss, fucking Trinity, is trying to say, like, well, the council's not listening to us. The council doesn't want us to get interfered. And Torben's like, I'm going to kill myself in fucking 16 years because of all this. Like, what? Bro, what? None of them did anything wrong. At all. Like, you got them away from a cult. The only wrong thing that anybody here did was the fact that Soul didn't grab the two kids. He grabbed the bridge and let one fall. So then Torben's like, again, not saying anything. He's looking all upset. She's like, Kalnaka, get us back to Coruscant. This is now when they do something wrong. So he walks up, right? And then Torben's like, hey, yo, chill. And he's like, we'll tell the council. She goes, we'll tell the council the truth. May burn down the witch's fortress and everybody was lost. After everything the little girl has lost tonight, ask yourself why you made this choice. And if you want to go talk to the council, don't take away her guest or her dream too on the same night. So Carrie-Anne Moss is the only one who did anything wrong. Now they've all done something wrong because they're like, we're going to go lie to the council and tell them that May burned down the fortress. How about you just tell them the truth because you still didn't do anything wrong? You showed up to get these kids out of a Force sacrificial freaking ascension ceremony from a cult. And the cult attacked you, so you defended yourselves. And got one of the kids out. The other one, probably dead. That sucks. What? You did nothing wrong. So why are you now going to go back to the council and lie? Fucking hate this show. Now you're the worst Jedi in the galaxy because you're going to fucking lie. Like, now you're assholes, but no one knows you're lying. So we get to the actually, like, the worst part of the episode, bro. This is the cherry on top. I can only play a little bit of this. What kind of music do you think is being played right now? Star Wars music?
I'm gonna guess lo-fi. Hip-hop.
You'd be close.
What is that? What is going on? Why is that playing? That played at the end of a Star Wars show?
Yeah. I was already like, what the fuck was this episode? And then this song called The Power of Two.
Is that why you texted me that? Is that why you texted me that?
Yeah. I was like, bro, I can't believe what I'm watching. There's actually, like, they're copywriting the fuck out of people for playing this, so I'm just gonna.
Hey, Ronnie, I try in my music, okay? Screw off, all right?
That's the Acolyte episode 7, everybody. God damn it.
Ronnie just insulted my music. My music would have brought them to life, okay? No, my music is not that good. But I would have at least tried to do something better than that. That song's called The Power of Two. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. No, you can, like, fucking buy it on iTunes and shit.
Who's buying that?
Somebody's fucking vibing to that somewhere. Yo! That is the funniest fucking comment I've seen on this.
She used the Crota's and cheese to defeat a coven of witches.
That's a fucking Destiny 1 reference, bro. Crota's and Raid. That's hilarious. I did that cheese. I remember that cheese to beat that boss.
How many episodes are left?
1.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
Well, Leslie Headland wants to do a season 2. And she wants season 2 to include Plagueis and Palpatine.
You're kidding, right?
No. I'm not.
They haven't even done one right. How are they going to do a season 2?
Bro, explain to me how this episode made the Jedi the bad guys. Explain to me why Torben wants to kill himself because of any of this.
From what I've seen,
He got literally mind-fucked by Anastasia. And he just wanted to go home. And then he's like, we should get these kids the fuck out of here. And so I was like...
From what I've seen, from what you showed me, they didn't do anything wrong.
None of them did. Except for at the end where they're like, let's just lie about this whole thing. Maybe, you know what, Ronnie? Maybe I am.
I'm out, bro. I'm done. No.
Yo.
Oh shit, they are gonna assist. Oh my god.
That's whack. That's whack.
Imagine that happens though.
That's whack.
Imagine that happen, dude. If something along those lines, no, bro, they're gonna become one body, a total embodiment of the Force. I'm calling it right now.
Can't wait for House of the Dragon tonight, dude.
Yeah, that'll
I've been thinking about this bullshit for the past week.
That'll clear your palate for sure after having to deal with this.
Yeah.
How in God's name are you watching this show, bro?
Sober.
if you were drunk, do you think maybe that you would like it or no?
I wouldn't like it. It would just be more bearable.
See, it's not even like the acting's good. Like, there's some decent actors, but like, no, sorry. The script isn't good. The story isn't good. You know? There's like nothing redeeming. Dude, Soul was fist fighting a Wookiee when they had lightsabers. That's so stupid.
Also, fist fighting a Wookiee doesn't work on a non-sensitive or non-force sensitive Wookiee. It wouldn't work on one with the Force, bro. You can't hold his arm back. Torben blocking the strength of a Wookiee with one hand with no leverage makes no sense. Him not literally pushing Torben's head into the wall and turning it to jelly makes no sense. We're talking about a Wookiee here that can literally just grab your arm and go, pfft. Go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
Like, that's one without the Force. Imagine if he's like using the Force to pull you. Like, if he threw you, it should break your back.
This show is
so stupid. And then Kalnaka's like, I'm just going to go become a hermit in the woods because I got possessed. Like, one of it makes sense. Torben's like, serious guys, I'm going to go into a Force bubble. So, first of all, I don't know how he became a master in 6 years. I'm thinking like he was sitting in the Force bubble. And they were like, wow, he's been doing that a pretty long time. And like, there's this other guy. It's probably fucking the fat Padawan. The fat Padawan is sitting there and he's like, damn, that's crazy. That's like master level, dude. And the other guy's like, yeah, you know what? That is kind of master level.
But yeah, Anakin couldn't become a master.
Oh, these motherfuckers are masters, but Anakin ain't. Like, what the hell is this shit?
Anakin couldn't become a master.
Liar!
He possessed such otherworldly gifts, and they gave this dude a master because he sat in a bubble. What happened to Star Wars?
See the future.
What happened to Star Wars? Like, this is so.
Disney happened to Star Wars.
Does Leslie Headland even know anything about like the prequels or like anything?
Bro, she said her favorite Star Wars movie was all the Star Wars, Roman. All the Star Wars.
All the Star Wars? What does that mean?
Not a single fan in the world would have that answer. If you ask any freaking Star Wars fan or Lord of the Rings fan or Marvel fan or DC fan, what's your favorite movie? They're going to give you an answer.
The Dark Knight.
Why.
Yep.
They're going to give you an answer and tell you why, and then they're going to go, what's yours? And then you fucking debate because that's what you do when you're a fan of something. You don't just go, all right, what's your favorite Marvel movie? I like all of the Marvel.
No, you know what? I would have even been able.
The only one it works with is when you go, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings? You go, well, I love it all, but I like this one the most for this reason. Boom. It's still, you would still say it. You would still say it.
So, like, I would have been able to even accept it if she had said Rise. I even would have been able to accept that if she had said Rise. But not saying all of the Star Wars,